Well, good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I am Amber, and today is November the 14th. It is Thursday, and guess what? It's Thankful Thursday. I remembered. So, because Veterans Day was this week, I want to take a moment and just thank all our veterans. Those that have served, those that are serving, and especially all the family of those who have served and who are serving, because you guys are just as much as important as those who are actually the ones enlisted. I did 8.5 years with my husband, and that was one thing that I got told a lot of, was that you are just as important and you're also serving. Even though you're not, the one enlisted, you're still a very vital part of them serving. So I was like, okay, I can take that. So I just want to thank those of you that are watching that have served or are serving, if you're still currently enlisted. So yeah, that is my Thankful Thursday, is our military veterans, and those, I'm thankful for those that have come and those who are going to come, because, we need you. It's important yesterday, today, and tomorrow to have our veterans and to take care of them. So, y'all, I have a confession to make. I did not touch my son's blanket yesterday because I was working on cotton. I made a couple whatchamacallits. My alarm's going off for my phone. Hold on. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hold on, let me get this unlocked. Okay. The whatchamacallits I made yesterday match my shirt. They kind of blend in, look. Ah! So there is this one. I finished it, didn't cut the tail in, didn't sew the tail in. So I still have tails to sew in, but it still gives you a great idea of what it looks like. I found a stitch, it's actually supposed to be this way, that I really like. This is holding two different color strands together. Now, they're not very contrasty, so in person you can see the two colors, but on there it's hard to tell. It's like a terracotta and kind of like a brown, like a light brown, dirt brown. This is actually called the even moss stitch, and I love the moss stitch, and this is called the even moss stitch. And it's actually got some texture to it. If you can kind of see the bumpies. It's not a lot, but it's fun, and it's a little thicker using two together, so you still kind of get that thickness that you're looking for. Now, it's definitely not like I would still maybe use it like this as like a hot pad for your hand, but a very like quick movement with it, like nothing that you're hanging around too long with, because there are, when you stretch it, I don't know if you can see, you can't really see the holes. It does have a little bit of, the holes are tiny, but they're there. So if you're grabbing onto something hot, you can still, possibly get just a tiny little burn, but it'll still burn. This one, I would consider this one a whatchamacallit that you can use for a hot pad, where you just lay this one down. You don't use this one to get anything hot with, because it is really thin. It is, excuse me, it is also using the even moss stitch. but it is done a little differently. I found two different versions of the they both called it even moss stitch. So when I did this one first. It's just a solid color, one of the colors out of here. I'm gonna make this one bigger next time. I think I need to go a couple more rows. It's not quite square. I think what I'm gonna do next time, instead of cutting it off at the row they call it off, because the pattern I followed for this one said do 20 rows. I lost my place on which was a row, and it's really hard to count the rows. So I did my best. This is what I thought was 20 rows. It's not square. So what I think I'm going to do next time is just, I'm going to measure it from the width. And as you can see, it's not quite as wide as so like my hand, without moving it, my thumb and pinky are stretched out. And they go, you know, from side to side. But when I turn it, you can tell that they sit past the edges a little bit. So it's not quite, I probably needed another row or two. It would have been good, better, more square looking. But I don't know if you can tell, it just doesn't look very square. So I'm not a big fan of these colors for some reason. I just went with two colors. I don't know why. So, y'all, I tried to do this even moss stitch. I started to do it this. I gotta figure where my hook is at. I think it's in here. Come here. Alright, so I started another one. I'm gonna try and work on it while I'm talking to you guys. I don't know why my voice does this every morning. This almost needs a bigger hook size. I don't know what the deal is, because I can see the potential of this yarn, but holy guacamole, it is, I so much would rather work with the I Love This Cotton over this. Okay, which one is, okay, this one's twisted then, because I got two different, there we go. Okay, so I decided to start doing the even moss stitch with Peaches and Cream. This does not run, this, it doesn't flow very, like, when it's up against itself, it's very, like, sticky, if that is a very, if that's the right descriptive word. I don't know. So I thought I might try and work on this. So I am pulling my solid purple Peaches and Cream. I had to take the label off because I couldn't get the center to come out without it pulling out half the yarn, and I was like, not worth it. So I'm pulling it from the outside. So I'm using Peaches and Cream, Black Currant, along with, now this one, I like these. These are soft for some reason. That Black Currant, the purple, the solid, it's not as soft as these. I don't know what's the difference, but these are the stripies. So this was a partial one that was used, that was in here. It is not the ones I was using to make the thermal stitch one. There we go. Couldn't get the word out. It's right there. I might run it with something else. Next time, I think I'm going to run this with a I Love This yarn and not two Peaches and Cream together, because they just don't like to, like, rub against each other. But it's just, I'm trying to think of the right word to use. It is very stiff. That's one way to say it. I mean, I get that it softens up, and it's great for kitchen things, and that's what this is going to be, but just... I don't know, maybe it's just working a little better now. I don't know. Last night was, when I started this, it was definitely... It's still got some stiffness to it. It's not as smooth or soft as the I Love This yarn. But yeah, it's just not my favorite. I have a plan with my peaches and cream though, because I'd much rather fill up this little spot here with Thriss and Stitch yarn than this peaches and cream. So I think, I don't know, I'm gonna finish this one that I started. I mean, I could frog it out, but honestly, I like the colors together. It's really cool looking. And it makes a great texture. I like the texture it makes. Like I said, I think I need to go a little wider. I don't know the multiple on this though, because the first pattern I followed, I want to say I did 30 something, 37, and then this one where, so the first pattern, it does, so they both use slip stitch, half double crochets. So you do slip stitch, half double, slip stitch, half double, slip stitch, half double. You start and end with slip stitches on your row. And the first one, no, sorry. They both use the same stitches. The first one uses, you start your row with a half double, you end with a slip stitch on every single one. This one, you start and end with a slip stitch. I think they both have, you know, different looks, obviously, because you're placing the stitches in different spots. But they also have a very similar. Now, this is going to be tough to see because, well, maybe not. Okay, they have a very similar texture to them. Now, this one is single-stranded, this one here, and this one is double-stranded, but you can kind of see they're very similar. I can't remember which way is which on this one. Okay, so this, okay, it goes this way. So this one's just thicker version of it because, I guess it really doesn't matter which one you do. I definitely like this. You know what? I might make some towels like this because I was trying to figure out how could I make, you know, something that I could dry my hands with. That's actually not a bad sized towel right there. I just need to make it a little bit longer, make it more rectangular-ish. This might be a dishcloth. You know, I don't know. I like the flowiness of this one though. So I might make some towels like this. I don't know, we'll see. But this is definitely trivet hot pad material here. So is this one. It's very thick, or very, not thick, thick and stiff. My color is changing, it's kind of neat. I like this purple. I wasn't sure what to put with this color because I was like, I want to run two together, but this one changes colors so much, right? And so I was like, what could I put with that? So I had limited colors for peaches and cream to run with it. So I was like, well, there's a light purple in, so this right here, you can't really see the color, but it's a lavender purple right here in the variegated. And I thought because it had purple in it, a purple would go well with it. And I had a dark purple to go with it, so it worked out. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna keep making a bunch of these, and I think I'm gonna make some hand towels out of this even moss stitch. I like the way that felt, and you have it just I liked it's soft, and I liked the drape that it had. So I feel like I don't know, for some reason this doesn't scream hand towel for how thick it is. I just like the drape of it. I feel like a hand towel should have some drape to it, you know? So, all right, I want to say I'm on row 3 here. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this. I lose my place on here, y'all. Like, I try to watch where I'm at on the row I'm currently on to see, you know, to go try and go back and count, because I haven't been keeping track of what row number I try to, but then I forget what row number I was last on. Yeah, I'm sure I've got some single crochets on here when I shouldn't either, because I keep wanting to do single crochets instead of slip stitches, and so I'm sure I've got a few of those in my projects that I've missed. But the only thing is the beginning and ending of these rows with the slip stitches, oof, they're a little tight. That's okay. I like this. So yeah, if I look, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 4. Okay, so those lines are every 2 rows. Okay. I think that's looking cool. See the color changing? I like doing this. I like doing 2 together like this, and they work up so much faster. It took me almost all day after school was done to work on this one. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was just I had to keep stopping, you know? Because, like, I was sitting at my desk yesterday after school was finished. See, I did a single crochet. I want to do single crochets and half doubles. Why can't we do that? I was sitting at my desk. I got done with school with the kids, and I'm sitting there, and I felt like I had just been sitting there a few minutes, right? And I look up at the clock on my monitor, and I go, it says 12:15. I went, holy buckets! It's already afternoon. Like, apparently I was having such a good day with school yesterday that we were having fun or something, and I just didn't notice the time go by. Like, I hadn't paid attention to the time at all. From the time we got down there to start to then. And I was like, oh, we need to go eat some lunch, because I had a kid asking me if he could watch TV, and I was like, no. And that's what prompted me to look at the time. And I looked over at the time, and woof, it's lunchtime. How about we go eat some lunch? And they're like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, we need to. So him and I went upstairs and ate lunch. The other 2 were playing on their computers. So I was like, well, you guys will eat when you eat. But it's the youngest, you know, I want to make sure he at least gets his meal with lunch, and he's not eating, you know, just whatever crap. So anyway. So I didn't really start it till after school was basically done. So it took me a handful of hours to complete that one. Now, I think if I sat down and actually worked on it, it wouldn't take that long. These, with the 2 strands run together, the lady in the pattern claims you can do these in about 30 minutes. I could see that if you don't do anything else. You know, you sit down and do it, you could definitely get whip one up in about less than an hour. I could totally see that. Because I've already, you know, just in the few minutes I've sat here, gotten that far. I am really liking this, y'all. This is looking cool. I might actually keep this one for myself. Okay, not the half double first. You'd think after as long as I've done this, I'd be able to figure it out now. Okay, so yesterday was hump day. And I love the camels, or the camels that got left in my comments yesterday for hump day. That was awesome. I was like, yes. Thank you. What was I gonna say? My brain just woofed. Yesterday was Wednesday, hump day. Yeah, like I said, we got school done. Time flew by. Man, it flew by yesterday. What is going on here? I think I messed up in some areas. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going because I still have the same number of stitches across. So, oh, come on. These slip stitches though, sometimes while I'm carrying two together you gotta be careful when you're pulling two together. Not just with the slip stitches, but just in general. Because you gotta make sure that your hook is big enough to hold both the strands, and make sure you're pulling all strands through and, doing the correct stitch with all strands together and all that. So, yeah, yesterday was raining around here. So it rained almost all day yesterday. Sprinkled or rained. There was water spitting at all almost all day. Until the afternoon, evening. It tapered off towards the afternoon because my middle child was able to go off to a friend's house and play, and it wasn't raining when they left that I know of. So, see, we just basically, not a single crochet. I have an app on our TV that has, it has good, decent, kid, family-friendly shows to watch. It's an app that I feel safe literally going, here's the remote, watch whatever you want on it. Like, there's nothing on it that I'm gonna be like, no, we should be watching that, like YouTube or whatever. So I'm trying to get them to watch that again, because we get it free with another subscription that we have. It is a subscription that, let me just put it this way, don't ask me what it is, because I feel like if I mention it, I don't like drama, and so, like, with the way the world is right now in our country, and I don't want to, talk about that stuff, so, on here. I would much rather talk about it to people in person. But anyway, off that, we just sat around and basically, I sat with them in the living room instead of being off downstairs in my office or in here. I sat with them out in the living room and just crocheted on this. And then they, I was flipping around the channel for them. Like, each one would say, oh, hey, can we watch this? And so I said, okay, well, we'll go to that next. And so basically they got, all three of them were picking, like, hey, can we watch this? And I was like, all right. So I was trying to go, like, around and, allow each of them to pick something. So that way it wasn't like one person was picking the whole time. Now, I could have been the veto power and said, all right, we're just going to watch whatever I want to put it on. And you guys are just going to be happy with it. But no, I was like, you know what? We can, I can put it on, like, we could switch it around and go from this one to this one to, you know, like, whatever. It made them all happy. We were sitting there as a family watching TV. I was crocheting, and I was listening to a couple of videos on YouTube in my headphones while they watched their thing, and I could still see what they were watching. And then Daddy got home. He sat with us for a little bit. And then I got up and made homemade pizzas. Granted, not the best, but you know what? They're gluten-free pizzas, so the one child can, you know, we all eat gluten-free. I've already mentioned this once before, but like I don't make separate pizzas for those of us that can handle the gluten. And he can handle the gluten. It just causes him sinus issues when because if he eats it, his body's sensitive enough to it that it overproduces mucus and earwax, or the wax in his ear. His ears are still very like waxy, but they're not as waxy as they used to be. And he still has some sinus issues, like a lot of mucus issues, but it's not as bad, if that makes sense. Like, it's so much better than it used to be. He used to sit there and do this, like, it's almost like it became a tick that he did, because he did it so much that his body just constantly did. And he still kind of sort of does it now, but it's not as bad. Like I keep reiterating it, it's not as bad. So anyway, it works for us to do what we do. And I still buy bread for those of us that can handle the gluten. I still buy Pop-Tarts for those of us that can handle the gluten. Like, those of us that don't have the gluten sensitivity, we still get our quote-unquote normal or our gluten-filled things, you know. I'm not going to call it normal, because gluten-free food is normal too. It's just made with different ingredients. So anyway, we made pizzas for dinner. And then I took my daughter to her youth group, her Wednesday night youth group thing. And I was sitting there on Amanda over at Tap Mama and the Beg Brigade, her live. And she was talking about, they had talked about Walmart and buying these ombres, these mandala ombres. And I have like 4 different versions of it now. And I'm just collecting them. I'm all the colors that I can find. I've got the teal, the dark teal. I've got the blue steel, which is the dark blue. And then I've got the burgundy, which is that dark red. And then I got a hot pink, y'all. I didn't even have a black. Did I say black already? Black, teal, dark blue, burgundy. Oh, I have 5 colors in the hot pink. Because I have the black one too. The blackish charcoal one. And I'm just sitting there. I don't know. I was just in a mood yesterday. I was bored. It wasn't that she was boring. It was just, I was like, I don't want to sit in my car for an hour and a half. So I said, you know what? Walmart's literally 5 minutes away. It's like right there. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go walk around Walmart. So I went there just to look at the yarn and just walk around. But then I got this hair up my butt to go grab a couple groceries. Let me just tell you, a couple groceries turned into a $300 cart full of grocery trip. To the point I was done checking out and driving back to the church to pick her up. And by the time I got there, I had sat where I parked for not even 5 minutes before she was out. So, yeah. Holy Christ. I don't know why I said that. I wanted to say holy guacamole. Holy guacamole. Like, groceries, y'all. Whew. I used to do that, you know, but I also filled up the grocery cart. So that wasn't too bad. And a lot of it was, like, snacky kind of lunch, breakfast kind of stuff, you know. I set my kids up in a way that they can fix themselves breakfast, lunch, and snacks. So all they have to do is say, hey, can I get a granola bar? Hey, can I get an applesauce? Hey, can I get XYZ? And I say, sure, go ahead. And they go grab it and they take care of it themselves, and on they go. This is so cool. See the color changing? So I got that done in 30 minutes, y'all. So, but I also stopped work on it to talk and look at the camera and all that. I am really liking this one. Like, it is just turning out really cool looking. So I am a big proponent of running 2 yarns together, and this is a 6.5mm crochet hook, 2 cotton yarns held together, whether it be concrete and peaches and concrete, or, let me hold up the right one, or the softer, I love this cotton, or even Mainstays. The Mainstays cotton from Walmart feels, I swear, feels just like this. I love this cotton. Feels the same to me. Like, this is why, look, this is why it's called concrete, y'all. Look, this thing has literally been sitting in a tote that has been smashed and thrown around, and this thing still holds its shape. Tell me that peaches and concrete is a very fitting nickname for this stuff. It's amazing stuff, y'all. I actually read a in one of my books that I got, one of my thrifted books. Which one was it? Was it this one? No. I have a book that has story. It tells a story. It might be the Mason-Dixon one. Ugh, I can never get these back in here after I pull them out. Yeah, so this one right here, Mason-Dixon knitting. This video is going to be a little longer than I normally go. But in here it talks about, I thought it was in here. Yeah, I think it is. I just gotta find it. There, I thought it was in here. There is it talks about the Peaches and Cream Company. Let me look in the back and see if I can find it. Or on the front, I don't know. Like, it talks about how the Peaches and Cream Company was actually started in the United States. I think it's still there. This is, talks about knitting though. I don't think this is it. Because, where did I find it? No, it is, okay. So, it is in here. So it's called the Ball Band Dishcloth. So, I might actually, wait, no, this is the knitted one. I'm not gonna knit it. But, let's see, where was the story at? So, Peaches, let's see. If you're making a dishcloth that needs to be cotton, there's no more perfect choice than Peaches and Cream, a cotton yarn made by the good people of Elmore Pisgah Incorporated. We like chatting with the friendly folks who answer the phone there in Spindale, North Carolina. Unlike many yarns, Peaches and Cream is so reasonably priced that you can buy a cone of it. 840 glorious yards, enough for a pile of dishcloths, for the same price as a movie ticket. It tightens up with washing, the colors fade, and before long you have something that for all the world looks like it came from 1933. You'll consider selling your old dishcloths on eBay. They're so vintagey. So I didn't realize that Peaches and Cream was out of North Carolina. And so there is a where is the ball band? So on most of the ball bands, you can get a pattern for their cotton. I haven't bought a cone in a while, so I'm not sure what's on their cone bands, but I'm assuming they have this one on there. Yep, this one has a dishcloth on it. So all of them have a fun look. Like, you can't even, like, it has the knit dishcloth on here too, but it's different than the one that's in the picture on there. So, because it says feather and fan, that's not going to be that brick looking. But the crochet one is a granny square dishcloth. Let's see. You chain 5, join with slip stitch to form a ring first. So chain 3 counts as double crochet. 3 doubles, chain 2, 4 doubles. Chain 2. 3 times in chain 2, join with chain 3 counts 1 double in each of the next 3. 2, chain 2, 2, and next chain 2 space. 1 in the next. So it's doing a solid, and it goes up to 9 rounds. So you do 9 rounds of a solid granny square to make a dishcloth out of this. I might actually do that and see how it turns out after I finish this one. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish this one, and then I'm going to play with this pattern, this dishcloth pattern, not the knit one, but the crochet one, and see how it turns out. And maybe I'll show you tomorrow if I actually finish it. And yes, don't forget tomorrow I was going to do a tutorial Tuesday, this past Tuesday, but y'all, I was just not feeling it yesterday, or Tuesday, 2 days ago, so I decided to just not do it. I don't know. We do have our finish it or focus on it Friday tomorrow, so I'm going to keep reminding you guys of that. Let all your friends know. 1 p.m. Central. Like I said, barring anything health or life happening, we should be over at Mama Wench, aka Marianne's channel. If not, just look for it on mine. So that is all I have for you guys. I'm gonna get off here and finish this dishcloth while I get my morning started with my Bible study. Well, more or less my Bible reading. I listen to my daily Bible reading, and then I go to a podcast over at the Daily Grace Co. that does like a commentary, like, this is what we see in the story, you know, this is what we think the story's about. Although all the stories are leading back to Jesus and the redemption we have with him. So, I started another row while I was sitting here talking to you guys, so I'm going to finish this row real quick, and then I'm going to end this video. It's going to be a little bit longer today. I try to shoot for about 30 minutes on my videos, so I do appreciate all of my people that show up. So, if you like routine and you know what's coming on your agenda, make sure you check out Yes Michelle Crochets. Her channels, her videos are awesome. I plug, or not plug and play. I was gonna say that. I will, you know, I go through all my daily people to watch if they have videos out, and I watch them or listen to them. Not watch them. I listen to them mostly while I work on stuff, whether it be crocheting or house chores or whatever, and I enjoy listening to her. She has I love how she has a routine with all of her videos. I kind of sort of do. So you kind of get a balance of like the chaotic routine over here with me, and then you can go over here and get your like scheduled routine fix over here with Yes Michelle. And like I said, there's many others I watch. K&K Crochet. I pop in and out of Kim over at Fortunate Creations morning lives because, you know, life happens while she's while she's on her live. So I try to give my love and my hellos and, you know, talk for a few minutes and pop in and out as much as I can, and, you know, so. And then, of course, Juan, you know, I do him, and whenever he's releasing videos, I will watch his videos. I think I'm finally all caught up, I think. I try to go back in his playlist or his videos and see if I've missed any, and if I have, I go back and watch it, because I'm like, oh no, I missed it, I gotta watch it. And then, so yeah, I will keep talking and talking and talking. I hope you guys have a fantastic Thursday, and don't forget, it is Thankful Thursday. I did mention at the beginning of the video, I am thankful for our veterans. So go ahead and pop in the comments below what you're thankful for. I know a lot of you have already mentioned you're thankful for the veterans in the military, so think of something different. Try to see if you can come up with something different than what I said. If you say the same thing I said, that's fine, you know, just if that's what you're thankful for, that's what you're thankful for. So I'm gonna get off here and get my day started. So I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to be kind and positive and to go make something beautiful. And we'll see you on the next one, friends. Bye.